The great chamber of the Galactic Council was filled with noise. Over 50 alien races sat in their high seats, talking, laughing, and trading whispers. The air was thick with pride and ego. No one in that room feared anything. They believed they ruled the stars. They believed they were untouchable. Then the human ambassador stood up. He was tall, calm, and silent at first. Dressed in a plain black uniform with Earth's flag on one shoulder, he walked to the center of the hall. The lights dimmed. All eyes turned to him. He placed a small device on the table. It glowed faint blue. With a deep voice he began, "Members of the Galactic Council, Earth comes in peace, but we bring a warning. A force is growing near the edge of this galaxy. We've seen sign signals, broken colonies, destroyed moons. We believe something is coming, something older than us all." The council chamber fell silent for a moment. Then came the laughter. Loud, cruel, sharp. A giant lizard-like diplomat from the Braca Empire slammed his claw on the table. "Humans. Always so dramatic. You've been in space for what, 2 centuries? You bring us bedtime stories?" The slug-like being from the Swir Council bubbled with amusement. "Your kind barely survived your own world. Now you want to teach us fear?" More laughter. Jokes flew across the chamber. Some members mocked Earth's history, its wars, its poverty, its slow start in the stars. But the human didn't flinch. He waited. When the laughter died down, he spoke again. "This is not a request. It's a call for unity. Together now, we may all fall one by one." He tapped the device. A copy of a peace and defense treaty appeared in every delegate's datapad. Simple terms, mutual protection, shared knowledge. Early warning systems, no tricks. No hidden weapons, just unity. Still, most refused to even read it. A thin, spider-like alien leaned forward and hissed, "You overstep, human. Peace. That is something we offer to weaker species, not the other way around." The human ambassador gave a small nod. "I understand," picked up the device, and turned around. A few aliens expected anger, some expected begging. Others expected a threat, but the human said nothing more as he walked out of the chamber. One of the council guards noticed a small light blinking under his sleeve, a silent signal. Back on Earth, in a deep bunker under the Atlantic Ocean, the signal was received. A voice spoke in the command room. "Message received. Protocol Leviathan is active." In the dark waters, something ancient began to wake, something Earth had kept secret for a long time. A machine, a weapon, a ship, a monster. Was not made for war. It was made for the war after peace fails. 30 years in the making, built in silence. Powered by the knowledge humanity gained not from allies but from battles, from survival, from pain. The Leviathan, back in the Galactic Council, the laughter continued. They celebrated their cleverness. They thought they had put the humans in their place, but outside Earth's orbit, satellites moved. Energy readings changed. The ocean began to shake. The Leviathan rose from the depths, quiet, black, and slow. Not a single word was sent. No warning, no speeches, only silence. From the stars, a mining station near Jupiter caught the image first, a blurry shadow passing the moon. One worker recorded it and sent it to his friend on Mars. By the time the council received the footage, it had already gone viral in outer colonies. No flags. No lights. Just one thing on its side. An old Earth, quote, painted in white. Si vis pacem. Parabellum. If you want peace, prepare for war. Back in the chamber, the human ambassador sat in his ship. Leaving the station, he looked at the stars and whispered, "You laughed at our words. Let's see if you laugh at our silence." And far behind him, the Leviathan entered deep space, heading toward the outer rim. Not to attack, but to watch, to wait, and to remind the galaxy humans had spoken. Now they were done talking. The stars were calm. To calm, after the council meeting, Earth sent no more messages, no new treaties, no answers, no threats, nothing. At first, the galaxy took it as surrender. "They gave up," said the Verac ambassador. Typical humans. Loud words, then quiet retreat. But something felt strange. Outposts in the outer rim started going silent. Small. Science bases. Mining colonies. Cargo routes. No signs of attack. No distress calls, just silence. A week passed, then another. A merchant ship passed by an empty station that once had 200 workers. It found no debris, no damage, no bodies. Only darkness. The captain sent a short message. Something is here. It moves without being seen. One of ours is missing. And then his ship vanished too. Panic started to spread. Slowly, like a cold wind, the Galactic Council ordered an investigation. 2 fast ships were sent to scan the last known locations of the missing outposts. They found nothing. No wreckage, no enemies. Only strange energy readings. Readings that didn't match any known species. A technician whispered, "It's human tech. But stronger, much stronger." The council laughed again. "Impossible," they said. "Humans don't have that power." But fear had started to grow deep inside their minds. 1 week later, a smuggler ship arrived in council space, badly damaged. It had burns on the hull and parts melted. The pilot, shaking and bleeding, delivered one message before collapsing. "It's one ship. Just one." And it erased a whole station. Didn't speak. Didn't miss. It watched us. Like a predator. Thought. Room fell silent. "What did it look like?" someone asked. The pilot only said it had no face, no name, just black metal and Earth's flag. The council began to argue. Humans are bluffing. They're angry. They must be stopped. But how? Where are they? The Leviathan didn't stay in one place. It moved through uncharted paths. Through dust clouds, behind asteroid belts, near black holes. It never sent a signal, never responded. But its presence was always followed by the same thing: silence. Some said it could bend light. Others believed it was part machine, part ghost. But one truth became clear where it passed. Life stopped speaking. Some brave fools tried to find it. A group of mercenaries followed strange energy trails into the shadow zones near Sector 9. Their last message was only 5 words. "We found it. Too late." Then silence. Finally, the council grew nervous. They tried to contact Earth. Again, no reply. They sent a probe toward the solar system. It was turned to dust before entering orbit. No warning, no message, only silence. In the darkest part of space, a hidden science ship watched something move between 2 stars. No engine heat, no radiation, but a shape. A massive shape blocking out starlight. Their sensors screamed in confusion. Mass, extreme power, unreadable, speed, slow, unstoppable, one crew member whispered. "It's not a ship, it's a judge." Suddenly a message arrived across all council systems. 5 words, no voice, just text. "This is our final offer. Attached." Was the same peace treaty the council had once laughed at? Nothing was changed. No threats. Just the treaty. But this time it came with coordinates. 1 system, 1 date, 1 last chance. Many races still thought it was a bluff, but some had seen enough, and they began to wonder if Earth could do all this with silence. What would happen when they finally spoke again? The Braca Empire was known for war. They had the strongest ships, the biggest armies, and the loudest roars. No one challenged them in Battleknot for 100 years. So when they heard the rumors about the human ship, they laughed. "A ghost ship," their general growled. "Let us show them what real power looks like." 10 Bracken war cruisers were sent to intercept the Leviathan. Each cruiser carried nuclear warheads, laser batteries, and over 1,000 trained fighters. Called it a demonstration, not a battle, not a war. Just to show they never expected what came next. The Bracken fleet reached Sector V14, an empty zone of space near a dead star. The human signal had last been seen there. Silence. The Bracken scanned every direction. Nothing on sensors. No engine. Trail. No heat signature then. The stars blinked. Just once. And the Leviathan arrived. No sound. No flash. Just a sudden shadow. covering their main ship. It didn't look like anything they'd seen before. Sharp, black, perfect. No windows, no bridge, no weak point. Just smooth metal and glowing blue lines that pulsed like a heartbeat. The Bracken general grinned. Target it. Fire everything. 10 ships opened fire. Missiles, beams, plasma. The space between them became a storm. Then it stopped. All the weapons vanished. They didn't miss. They didn't explode. They simply blinked out of existence mid-flight before the Brackens could speak. The Leviathan answered. It didn't fire missiles. It didn't launch drones. It just moved. A single pulse of blue light spread from the Leviathan's hull. Quiet, soft, beautiful then. Every Bracken system failed. Shields died. Weapons froze. Lights went out. Ships floated dead in space. Inside the command ship, alarms screamed. The general yelled, "What is this?" "Fire manually. Reroute power." No one could move. Gravity shifted. Metal groaned. Then the hull of one cruiser folded inward like paper, vanished. One by one, the ships were erased. Not exploded, not burned, just removed from existence like someone pressed delete in 43 seconds. The battle was over. The Leviathan didn't stay. It didn't collect parts, didn't broadcast victory. It simply turned and left. The only thing that remained was the black box from one damaged cruiser floating in space. Later, it was recovered and decrypted by a council tech team. The last recording was only 12 seconds long. The Bracken general's voice, shaking. "It's not a battleship. It's a message." The video showed the Leviathan slowly turning, its side facing the camera. Words glowed in white letters. "We asked nicely." That file spread across the galaxy within hours. Some called it fake. Others began to prepare for war. A few those who understood what they had seen went silent. Their ships lowered weapons. Their leaders reread the treaty Earth had sent. The Braca Empire had ruled 5 star systems now. It ruled 4, and in the deep silence of space, the Leviathan kept moving. Not for revenge, not for conquest, but to remind the stars. This was only the beginning. The Galactic Council had always stood united, at least on the surface. For centuries, they shared power, made laws, and managed peace across the stars. They believed no one could break their system. But after the Braca Empire lost an entire fleet in less than a minute, everything changed. Now, behind closed doors, fear spread like fire. In a hidden chamber far from the public halls, leaders from 10 major species met. No cameras, no records. Just whispers. "The Leviathan destroyed 10 ships without taking a scratch," said the Ralksry Prime, his voice trembling. "We mocked them. We mocked Earth. That was a mistake." Large armored creature from the Draxel Union growled, "So what? We are thousands. They are one. We can crush them." "Can we?" Another voice replied. "That one ship silenced a war fleet, and Earth still says nothing. No threats, no demands, just silence." They argued for hours. Some wanted to make peace. Some wanted to strike first. Others wanted to run, but no one could agree. For the first time in history, the Council began to fracture. Small races began to pull back their diplomats from Earth space. Trading fleets changed routes to avoid Terran systems. Warlords started moving troops without permission, and everywhere, the question repeated, what does Earth want? He didn't know, because Earth still hadn't spoken. Not a word, just the same, tree descent. Once again, quietly to every Council homeworld, same terms, same offer, no new message. Except this time. The treaty came with coordinates. A system near the center of the galaxy. One planet, one date, and a title. Last meeting. The meaning was clear. Earth wanted a final chance or a final war. Some leaders were ready to attend. Others prepared fleets instead. A few still laughed, but many. One race, the ear-tailed, broke the silence. Their leader went to Earth. In secret, with a signed copy of the treaty, He came back unharmed, changed. He only said one thing: if they had wanted us dead, we would already be gone. Now whispers filled the council halls. Was Earth waiting? Was it watching? Or was the Leviathan just one piece of something bigger? Rumor began to spread of more ships, more weapons. A whole hidden Terran armada deep in black space, waiting for Earth's command. No one could confirm it, but no one could deny it either, because the Leviathan was still moving, and now it was heading toward a core System 1 of the oldest, richest, and most protected zones in the galaxy. Council defenses were activated. Thousands of drones, shield platforms, planetary weapons all aimed outward. Everyone expected an attack. But when the Leviathan arrived, it didn't open fire. It didn't move toward the planet. It just stopped, in orbit, watching. And for the first time, it spoke. A message came across all frequencies. The voice was not angry, not loud, just clear. We came with words. You answered with laughter. Now we bring silence. Choose wisely. Stars are listening. And then, nothing more. The ship floated there like a judge waiting for the final answer. Inside the council, panic turned to quiet horror. They had mocked humans now. They couldn't even understand them. The galaxy had always seen Earth as young. Now, Earth seemed ancient, and the council realized something far worse than a threat. They had no idea what humans were truly capable of. And now, might be too late to ask. The Leviathan had stayed silent for weeks. It had traveled through rich systems, war zones, and ancient ruins without speaking a word. It didn't attack unless attacked. It didn't answer when hailed. It simply watched, until now. In orbit, above the core world of Tyros Prime, the human battleship finally spoke. No visuals, no warning, just a voice calm.
Ow.
Emotionless and powerful, echoed across every screen, every ship, every control panel in the system. You should have listened. The words came once, then silence. Returned, but that was enough. On Tyros Prime, people screamed in the streets. Families fled into bunkers. Ships rushed into orbit, thinking an attack was coming. But the Leviathan didn't move. It just floated above them. Its black hole glowing with that deep blue pulse steady like a heart. The Galactic Council scrambled. What do they want? A diplomat cried. Why here? Why now? No one had an answer. Some believed the humans were making a statement. Others feared something worse, and then the countdown began. Every device in the system displayed it. 24 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds. Hours, minutes, seconds. The message was simple. This is your last chance. Accept the treaty, or accept the cost. Panic exploded across the galaxy. On Tyros Prime, defense grids came online. Shield domes activated. Anti-ship weapons aimed up at the Leviathan. Commanders shouted orders. Fighters took flight. But still, the Leviathan did nothing. It didn't power weapons. It didn't charge shields. It didn't even try to speak. Again, just the countdown. The council tried to send diplomats. No response. They tried to jam the signal. They failed. Then the council ordered a team of top alien hackers to break into the Leviathan's AI. They called themselves the Crimson Whisper. 5 of the best minds in the galaxy. They tried everything: code injections, quantum loops, system traps. For 5 minutes they thought they were winning. Then their screens went dark, and each of their ships vanished. No explosions, no bodies, just dash gone in. Every council capital, leaders watched that countdown drop second by second. No one dared sleep. Some species started signing the treaty quietly, one by one, sending it back to Earth through private channels. No answers came back. But the Leviathan didn't fire. Not yet, on Earth. People waited. They watched from orbit, from stations, from moon bases. And they didn't celebrate, because they knew something the rest of the galaxy didn't. This was not a victory. It was a warning. Back in the core system, the clock reached 00 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds. Everyone held their breath. The Leviathan moved. Only slightly, just enough for its weapons to come into view. And then light, but not fire, not death. Just a beam. A focused blue line of energy fired at the system's moon in 3.4 seconds. The moon was erased. No shockwave, no debris, no sound. It was as if the moon had never been there at all. Gone. And then the voice returned. We are not your enemy. We are your warning. Then silence. The Leviathan turned and left orbit. No further attacks, no deaths. Just one message left behind. We offered peace. You refuse. Now others will listen. Back in council space, leaders stared at the empty place where the moon once hung. No one laughed anymore. They finally understood. The Leviathan wasn't just a ship. It was Earth's voice, and it had spoken across the galaxy. No one spoke. After the Leviathan erased a moon in seconds, everything changed. The galaxy was no longer in control. Earth was, and still. They had only sent one ship. Then the skies began to change. All across different systems, strange shadows moved. In space, first, one in Sector 3, then 3 more, near the edge of Draxel territory. A mining colony near the star, Vanus 6, recorded something massive passing overhead. It blocked out the sun for 12 minutes. People looked up and saw something impossible. More ships, more Leviathans, smaller than the first, but still terrifying. Their hulls were the same, dark, silent, with pulsing blue energy veins. They made no sound, they sent no greetings, but their meaning was clear. Earth was no longer alone. The news spread like wildfire. Panic turned to chaos. Some races tried to surrender. Others prepared for war. Few tried to run. The Draxel Empire, furious and proud, chose to fight. They sent a full fleet, 200 warships. Armed with plasma cores and hunter drones, they met 2 Leviathan-class ships above the gas planet Kiravan. The battle lasted 6 minutes. When it ended, nothing remained of the Draxel fleet. Not even smoke. The Leviathan-class ships hovered in place, left no planets attacked, no cities destroyed. Just the fleet, gone. Destroyed without a word, back in council space. Alarms rang. More Terran ships arrived in high orbit, but instead of attacking, they formed a wall around. Earth's allies, races that had accepted the treaty, were now protected. One ship hovered over the Irrtail homeworld, scanning its orbit and then deploying satellites. Another arrived near the neutral system of Veldon and began building a defensive shield. They weren't destroying, they were preparing. Defending Earth hadn't started a war, Earth had started a shield. One by one, those who signed the treaty received this message. You are under Terran protection. You will not be harmed. Peace is now enforced. Council leaders were furious. This is occupation, some yelled. This is blackmail. The people looked up at the giant ships in their skies, and they felt something. Different, not fear. Safety. Because the Terran ships didn't bomb cities, they didn't take slaves, they didn't demand resources. They simply stood, there like guardians, made of dark metal and quiet judgment. Some systems lit up in defense, expecting attack, but nothing came. Only silence, and a warning. Your skies are watched. Do not return to the old ways. One rebel admiral launched a missile at a Terran patrol ship near the edge of Zone 47. The missile exploded in space 5 kilometers away from its target, stopped by an invisible field. Seconds later, every weapon on the rebel ship shut down. Engines failed. Lights went out. Then the ship was towed to the nearest peaceful station and left unharmed. No, it's violence. Just complete control. The council was powerless. The galaxy had changed. And now, Earth spoke again, this time not through a ship, but through a person. In the Grand Council Hall, lights dimmed. Every screen turned black. Then a face appeared, a human woman, calm, cold, clear. She spoke slowly. We warned you. We asked you. You mocked us. Do not conquer. We protect. Accept. Peace or face silence. And then she was gone. No threats, just choice. Peace under Earth's hand,
Boys.
or silence under Earth's shadow. The skies had burned, but not from fire, from the presence of power and the galaxy. New asterisk asterisk, this was not a war. This was a warning, wrapped in mercy. Asterisk, asterisk. The Great Hall of the Zarno Coalition was filled with laughter. Alien diplomats from 12 powerful species sat around a long, glowing table. Some had tentacles, some had scales, others had glowing eyes or long beaks. But they all had one thing. In common, they were laughing at the same document. It was a treaty. A peace offer, sent by humans. Lord Vaxer of the Threx Empire waved the paper with 2 claws. They want us to sign this? The same species that still uses bullets? The room roared again. Ambassador Keel of the Irithy floated slightly above his chair, his translucent skin glowing blue. They are weak. They are divided, and they dare to ask for peace. What will they offer next? Rocks. Even the serious-looking warriors of the Skarn horde chuckled, her armor clanking as they leaned back. Only one alien, sitting near the end of the table, didn't laugh. She was old, her feathers gray, her eyes sharp. Counselor Telly of the Ivra watched the others with a calm silence. They survived the Scourge Wars, she said softly. They held the Hallian line when even the Drax failed. No one listened, no one cared, because humans were still new, small. They didn't control planets. They didn't have fleets that could block out the stars. They didn't even use mind links or dark energy cores, so why fear them? Ambassador Keel burned the treaty in his hand with a flash of heat. Let this be our answer. The ashes fell. To the table like dark snow, but far away on Earth, the humans watched. They had sent the treaty not because they were weak, but because they were wise. General Alina Morrow stood in the command room of Earth's main defense network. The rejection was expected. She didn't even blink. They laughed, her assistant said, handing her the report. Alina nodded. Then they made their choice. Around her, screens lit up with signals. Quiet messages. Movement in deep space. Activations of weapons hidden for decades. The Terran Defense Protocol was now live, deep underground. In the dark tunnels of Mars, something ancient woke. It was not a machine. It was not alive. But it was deadly. In the oceans of Europa, submarine. Cities powered down and launched something upward. On the edge of the solar system, black ships with no markings turned toward alien space. Their engines made no sound, but they moved fast. Faster than anything the galaxy had seen. Back in the Great Hall, days later, news reached the Coalition. It wasn't an attack. Not yet. It was a silence. A sector had gone dark. A mining colony. Gone. No survivors, no wreckage. Just dot. Empty space. Then another. The Coalition blamed pirates. They blamed rogue warlords. They blamed anyone but humans. But Counselor. Telly watched in silence again. Her claws tapped softly on the table. Do not ignore the wind before the storm, she said. They ignored her, until the first fleet vanished. The Skarn sent 30 warships into Sector 12, where humans were last seen. Strong ships. Heavily armed. No word came back then. A transmission. Static at first, then a voice. It was human. This is the price of laughter. No threats, no shouting. Just quiet words. And then the stars above the Skarn homeworld went black. Something huge blocked the light. It wasn't a ship. It was many thousands. No markings. Just cold metal and rage. The war had begun. And the ones who had laughed, they were the first to fall.